Okay, moving on. We've already done this before. Y'all did it with me in Algebra 2. Okay, so we are moving on to adding and subtracting polynomials. Okay, today we are just going to add the polynomials, and y'all know this is basically combining like terms. Okay, we actually did it when we were putting these equations together. Oops. Okay, we were putting these equations together. A lot of times we had to combine like terms, like right here on number 2. Y'all just look up here. Don't worry about flipping back and forth. Okay, right here on number 2, we had two x's, so when we combined them, we got 2x. Okay, I did skip a few pages. Okay, one of them required like a cut and paste project that I didn't want to do, so I skipped it. So I need y'all to turn with me to page 14. Okay, here's the combine like terms. Remember, the only things you can combine together are the ones that have the same variable. Okay, we're not multiplying, so the variables are not going to change. Okay, if there's only x's in the equation, then there's only going to be x's in the answer. They're not going to become x squared. So that doesn't happen until you multiply. Okay, so in this case, we have a 3x and a 4x. 3 plus 4 is 7. So we end up with 7x. I have a positive 5 and a positive 1, which gives me a positive 6. Okay, in this one, I have x squareds and x's. Okay, x squares and x's, so my answer is going to have x squareds and x's. Okay, so I have a 2x squared and an 8x squared, which is 10x squared. A 3x and a 3x is 6x. And be careful of these negatives. I have a positive 7 and a negative 4, which actually gives me a positive 3. Okay, next one. X squared and x squared. They each have 1. Don't forget, 1x squared and 1x squared is 2x squared. 5 plus 4 is 9. Okay, we have 3 things here. 5x, 4x, 2x gives us 11x. Be careful with your signs. I have a negative 3, a positive 7, and a negative 6, which gives me negative 2. Okay, again, be careful with your signs. Okay, x squared and x squared is 2x squared. Six x negative 8x is a negative 2x. Negative 5 and negative 4 is negative 9. Okay, 3a and a 5a is 8a. 4b minus 4b leaves you with 0b, so they actually cancel out. Positive 1c and positive 2c is 3c. Okay, we have 3x, a 5x, and a 2x. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 2 more is 10. And then we have our positive 4 and our positive 2, which leaves us with 6. Okay, 5x squared and negative 5x squared are opposite signs, so they cancel. 4x and negative 4x, also opposite signs, so they cancel. Negative 7 and positive 7 are opposite signs, so the only thing you are left with is absolutely nothing. Okay, the next problems are listed. Okay, the next ones are done the exact same way. They've just listed it differently for you. They've shown it to you in a different way. Okay, they actually went through and stacked the like terms on top of each other. Okay, which is perfectly fine and actually may make a little bit more sense for some of you, maybe a little more organized for some of you. Okay, so now we just combine them straight down like we would in elementary school when they gave you 462 plus 224. Okay, the 1 stack, the 10 stack, the 100 stack. Same thing here. Okay, the ones that go together are actually stacked on top of each other. Okay, so 2 and 2 is 4. 5 and 3 is 8x. 3x squared and 4x squared is 7x squared. Okay, negative 8, positive 7 is a negative 1. Negative 4 and negative 9 is negative 13. 5x squared and 6x squared is 11x's squared. Okay, 9 and 4, 13. 6 and 4 is 10. X squared and x squared is 2x squared. Okay, notice over here they left a blank above the x squared. I have seen some people go through and do this. Okay, they put a 0 there, which is perfectly fine. Okay, as like a placeholder. Okay, so we have negative 9 and 2, which is negative 7. 5x. And our 2x squared. Okay, 2 different ways to do the exact same thing. Straight across, combining like terms, stacked on top of each other, still combining like terms. Okay, flip it over to page 15. Okay, I know some of you are already looking at this and saying, oh, that's keep, flip, change. All we have to do is keep, flip, change. Yes, that is exactly what you are doing. Okay, we keep the first polynomial exactly how he is. Okay, we keep him exactly how he is. We flip this sign from a negative to a positive. So it becomes plus. And then we change the sign of everybody in the following set of parentheses. Okay, the parentheses that follows this sign, we change. So negative 7x, that negative becomes a positive, and the positive becomes a negative. Okay, and then all we do is add them just like we've been doing. Okay, so a 3x squared and a negative 7x Okay, 3x and negative 7 is 4x squared. Got my little symbols here. Okay, a positive 5x and another 5x is actually 10x. And a negative 2 and a negative 4 is a negative 6. Okay, remember, we never take it from a negative or from a positive back to a negative. Okay, never do we take it from a positive or an addition problem back to a subtraction problem. Okay, our goal is always to work with addition. So if you see that two polynomials are being subtracted, that's when you change them to addition and not the other way around. Okay, let's do another one like that. Okay, I don't know what number this was in front of it, so let's make it up. Let's say it's 6x. Okay, so 6x squared plus 2x minus 2, we keep that one exactly how it is. We flip it from a subtraction to an addition problem. And then everybody in the next set of parentheses gets their sign changed. So from a negative x squared, negative 4x, and a positive 1. And then combine like terms. 6x squared and negative x is actually 5x squared. 2x and negative 4x is negative 2x. Negative 2 and positive 1 is a negative 1. Okay, let's do one more and then I'll leave the rest of them for you to do. Okay, keeping the first one the same, flipping the sign, and changing everybody over here. 2y and negative 3y is a negative 1y squared. A negative y and a positive y are exact opposites, so they're going to cancel out. 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, I will leave the rest of this page for y'all to work on your own. Remember, always keep the first set of polynomials, change it to a subtraction, and then flip the sign of everybody else.